Alright, so I look atrocious, I feel atrocious, and I'm not exactly in a good place in my life right now. But I'm actually gonna start working on this YouTube channel. I love you. I don't know who you are behind the camera or anything, but life is really fucking hard right now. It's 2024, and this is like the year of like shit being absolutely bonkers and crazy. And so I just want you to know things are gonna be okay. Like what you're going through right now, like all your problems and everything, it all boils down to you're discombobulated. Like your entire life, like how everything is working and reacting in your life, like ultimately the plans you have, the dreams that you want, and like the feelings on the inside, they're all unaligned. They are... I don't mean to get all wooey on you, but that new age stuff there's a lot to it, actually. It's just not, how do I put it? There's so much to that new age stuff that's correct, but there's also a lot missing on much more objective and like scientific scales. But there's so much to actually investigate that's true. And one of those portions is that quintessentially, you're not you. You aren't. You're not one thing. You are a combination of a giant multitude of things. You are every single person that you interact with in your regular life, and how you personally respond to them, and all the masks that you have to wear to fit in. Okay? And then you have who you are when you're alone with yourself, but that's not even the real you. All of them are the real you. There's not a single part of you that isn't real. Even the parts that don't feel real, they're still you. And so what you need to understand is that all these parts of yourself are not working well together right now. The world is upset. When the world outside of yourself, the world that's not inside here or inside here, when the world that's outside, when that is discombobulated, when it's not working well together, it will infiltrate your personal system. It doesn't matter, because you are dependent on society and all the other people who are functioning. It means that when there's a lot of stressors on the overall systems of governance, of economy, of entertainment, of workflow, all this stuff, when this stuff is not working well together and it's not harmonizing, it will infiltrate your system through all the other people. It ends up basically getting inside of all the rest of them, and then there are interactions. There's like a mousetrap of interactions where they all just kind of like a dominoes. They fall one right after the other, until finally you become one of those dominoes, or your feelings become one of those dominoes. And that is what's hitting you so hard right now. You are stuck in the center of where all these dominoes are falling and just beating the ever-loving shit out of your emotions. That's what's happening. That's why 2024 has sucked so much. That's why you felt so terrible this year. It isn't you. It wasn't you at all. You, like, all of your even supposed failures this year are because you have been working with a world that isn't working. And when you're trying to work a world that isn't working, when you do the normal things, they're not going to work. They're going to fail. That's only normal. That's natural. That's what happens. So you need to understand that in order for shit to work better, you need to start emotionally regulating better. You need to understand your emotions better. You need to understand yourself better. You need to understand all those parts of yourself better. You need to start getting them to work better together. And this is what will save your year. Okay? And quintessentially so, I'm getting this fucking channel started. I think I'm a very smart person. I think I'm actually incredibly brilliant. Like, really. I have a hard time emotionally believing this. It's like I have a lot of knowledge. I have so much work that I've done to figure out so many crazy things about life and to really go deep into it. I have a lot of really cool things to say. But inside, no matter how amazing the things I say are, every day when I wake up, I still feel like a complete piece of shit, you know? I still feel like the stupidest person that ever lived. It doesn't matter on that kind of stuff, you know? The heart, a lot of it is influenced by other people and how they treat us. And when they don't treat us well, you practically need to move the entire world. Like, you need to become Atlas just to get through your day, man. And you need to become Atlas, you know, and it has to be a Sisyphean task, which means it happens over and over and over, and there's like no escape from it. It's like an eternal punishment sort of thing. And that's what it's like when you haven't been treated well by the people you love. It's hard. But you'll get through it. I'll get through it. We're strong. Even though others, they haven't let us believe that we're strong. It doesn't matter. We're amazing. So we'll get through this. I promise. I promise that you're gonna get through it and you're gonna fucking do things that you will be unbelievably grateful to have existed, to see, to touch, and to do, to make happen. You are important. You're unbelievably important. I have a lot of evidence for that, actually. Ridiculous evidence that is going to take a lot of, lessons for you to truly understand that you are very important. You are important. So important, you don't ever need to fucking do the pissing contest of society. Ever. It's ridiculous. Society is very small. Very tiny. It pretends to be this giant, huge thing. We have world stage of entertainment media that tries to tell us, all these people, these presidents, these actresses, actors, singers, whatever, they're the most important people in the world. And they kind of are, these business people, tycoons and whatnot, they're kind of the most important people in the world, but that's more just because they're the most important people based off of how human beings have decided to make our power structure, to govern ourselves. We weren't meant to govern ourselves like idiots, but that's what we do right now. So they're the most important people in the world when human beings decide to govern themselves like idiots. Where everything fails and all of us feel intense suffering all the time because the world is failing hardcore, like going off a cliff. So, I mean, what do you think being so important according to the power structure that is destroying itself really means? I'd say it's much more important to be important to yourself and to be important to the people who love you and that you love, and to make sure that the people around you know how to treat you better and you know how to treat yourself better. So we're gonna work on that. That's what this channel is about. That and me just bullshitting about a bunch of crazy shit that my crazy brain that is... Okay, so I'm basically really great at psychology, philosophy, I guess you can say like religion, but like I call it more like mythographing. It's like it's kind of like the study of history and religion for the most part. And then I'm also really good at stuff like psyops, like really good at that stuff, but I'll never talk about that. I'll talk about how to like survive stuff like that, but I'm never going to directly talk about stuff like that. You should never talk about that stuff. That is forbidden knowledge, and you should not ever try to spread that shit, because you will get targeted. It's bad. Okay? I'll just talk about stuff like how to survive crazy stuff that no person should ever have to go through, but I'm never gonna actually talk about, that hidden stuff of society. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's not gonna be good. It's not good. So, we're just gonna focus on the good things, the things that are going right, the things that are almost going right, and that can be adjusted. Basically, what I'm gonna focus on with this channel is going to be to focus on what we actually have the power to change. Okay? That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be awesome. I love you very much. You're gonna kick ass. You're gonna kick ass today. You're the best. You're the best that ever was. I guarantee you this. You're the best that ever was. And if it does not feel like that at this point, that is merely because you have not been allowed by the world that you have been born into, the society, your family unit, everything has not been conducive for you on the understanding of the truth that you are the best that ever fucking was. You are. You. Me too. Everyone else too. But that's because we're human beings and we're conscious and sentient, which is wild. You know, we're just a bunch of cells, like quadrillions of cells, all clumped together and working in union and organization in order to like make a multicellular animal, right? And then we're closer to just monkeys. But we're sentient. We understand who we are, we understand that we live, and we understand that we die, and we understand both good and evil. That's enormous. It's everything. We understand time. We have language and history, and we have progress. And you, my friend, you are the harbinger. You are the all-important everything about that progress. You really are. And about life becoming better and not worse. It's going to happen because of all your tiny efforts. Efforts you think are tiny, but are, you know, in the big bit, you think they're tiny, but they're actually huge. As huge as they feel to you, they actually are huge for everyone else too. So, keep fighting your good fight. Keep trying to become a better person. You're doing great. I love you very much. We'll talk again. Bye.